Now we are going to discuss about the attributes. Attributes present within the tags which are used for the purpose of styling and allocating the class, and as well as the ID and the source and links in the HTML. Now we are going to discuss some of the attributes which are used in the HTML. First we are going to discuss about the align. Align is of three types. One is right, and second one is left, and another one is center. When we use right, the text is aligned to the right. If you use left, the text is aligned to the left. If you use center, the text is aligned to the center. And next we have the width, where we can define the width of the text in pixel or in percentage. Now we have another attribute which has the name source. Well, this source is used for the purpose of embedding the file or the photo. It is in a term of .jpg, or we have .gif, as well as we have .png. Well, now we can have a look how we can embed the image in it. Well, for the image, we use the tag img with this attribute src, which means the source, and we will put the file link in it so that it can load the file in the web browser. Now we can discuss how we can use the link in the website. For that we use the anchor tag, which is allocated with the name a, and next we use the href attribute and we allocate that link in the href, and we just complete the bracket and we write some name like hello world and we complete those tags. Now if we go to the browser, we have the link which is with the hello world. If we click that link, it just move you to that website which you are allocated. Well, now we are going to discuss about the list and the tables which are used in the HTML. When we are taking off the list, we have many of the text which must be aligned in the format of list, whether it is ordered, unordered, we both have in HTML. When we are discussing about the ordered list, we have the numbers beneath that list like 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are using unordered list, it just use the dot. For the ordered list, we use OL with a list. For unordered, we use UL with list. And we discuss about the simulation in Visual Studio Code in further classes, not in a further classes, in this video only. And now we are going to discuss about the table. Well, the table is used in the HTML to make the tables only. Well, the table is written with a tag table and the bar table, in which we have the tr which represents the row, and in that we write the td which represent the columns. For bold columns we use th, which represent the heading of the table regards to the column. We can watch that in Visual Studio Code in upcoming section. Now we are going to discuss about the forms. Well, forms are created in the HTML for the purpose to take the information from the user. Just like you have the sign up and sign in, these forms are used in the HTML. Well, form is written with the two attributes, action and the method, with a form tag. In HTML, the methods are of two types. One is get and another one is post. When we use the get, we get information from the website. When we use post, we will posting the information to the website. And action, where the URL is used like www.canva.com and many more. Well, input is of many types. If you want to know about a lot, then you can visit the W3 School, and we are discussing a lot, and we prefer not to visit that website. You will get every information in this video. First of all, we are discussing about the input. Input is used to get the information from the user, where we use the tag input, and we have the attribute type which represent what type of input is it. It might be the normal text, or it might be email, or it might be the password, or it might be the URL, or it might be the date, it might be the time, it might be color, and we have a lot of the inputs. It might be a radio, and we can allot the name attribute to the input, as well as we have the value for the input and many more. At last we have the type submit. When you type input, type submit, then it will come up with the button named submit. When you click submit, your form is filled up and it moves through the required website which you are allotted in the form action. It is the completion of the HTML. Now we are going into the Visual Studio Code for the discussion. Well, now we are going to discuss about the different attributes and what are the attributes in the HTML. Well, attributes are present within the tags of the HTML. Well, these are dedicated for the purpose of a styling and creating a class, creating the ID, as well as for loading the images on the browser, as well as for the link. Well, let's see how the tags look like with the attributes. I am using an image in the browser. For using the image, you must use this tag img, and you have to use the source. src means source. And next, this is how the image tag look like, in which we just add the link address of the image. I just created here. I have the link of the image which I took from the browser. I just save it and open it in a browser and just reload it. Yes, here we have the image which I took from the Pixabay website. Here I have reloaded it. It is how it looks. For loading the image on the browser, we have to use the tag img, and we have to use the attribute src, which means source, and we have to allocate the address of that source to this src. This is how the image is loaded on the web browser through the HTML. Next, we have the attributes. For the attributes, we use a special tag called anchor tag, which is represented with the A, and next we use an attribute href, to which we allot the link to it. Well, I just choose it, www.pixabay.com link, and I just close the tag and I write the hello, and I just reload it. When we visit the browser and just I reload it, here we have the text hello, which has the link address of a Pixabay. If I just click it, it just bring me to that website of the Pixabay. Yes, this is how it looks like, and this is all about the anchor tag. Next, I use the styling. I use the paragraph tag. As I mentioned, many of the developers prefer P. I am also using it. Now I use the style. In the style, I want the text background should be red. Therefore, I am using the red, and I just write the hello world, and I just reload it, and I just open it in a browser. Yes, as you can see, I have written the text hello world in it, but I use the style attribute in there. Therefore, it is showing me the background with the red color. And now I want the color of the font should be white. Therefore, I am using the color here white, color white, and I just reload the page. As you can watch, the color of the font is white with a background of red. This is how the styling look like. Well, we discuss more about styling in cascaded style sheet in the further concept, which will clear you the idea of the styling. Next, I use the ID and the class. This is how we use the ID. P equal to ID, and next I use a class. P class equal to C. Why we are using the ID and class? Whenever you are using the CSS and the JavaScript, you have to call some of the tags, and you have to color them. You have to use them for different purposes in CSS and JavaScript. Well, you can't always use the P tag, A tag, because they are become a lot of a burden. Therefore, the idea of ID and classes are introduced. Here, if you have allotted id equal to id, then in css you have to call it by hashtag id. In class you have to call it by dot and the allotted letter dot c. If I write dot c in the css or in the javascript, then this class of a p class c is called. This is how the id class I use. Well, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Thank you.